Hey there guys, welcome to the next video here on the Duct Tape Stuff channel. A long time ago I filmed a video on how to make what's called a duct tape magic wallet, and if you don't know what it is, this is what it looks like. It's a 2-flap wallet and it's got a whole bunch of bands on it, and that allows it to, you to flip your money or cards back and forth, and it looks like a magic trick when you flip it back and forth. So that's a duct tape magic wallet. I made a video on it a long time ago. It didn't have any pockets or any ID holders or really any way to hold a lot of the stuff that you normally put into your wallet. So I decided to revisit the tutorial here, and we're going to make what I call a super magic wallet. It's going to have pockets, ID holders, the whole 9 yards, and I'm sure we're going to turn the magic wallet into something that you can carry around instead of a bifold or a trifold. I'm also going to show you how to make a double magic wallet. So you got your normal one here, and then you have a second piece as well, and this allows you to carry a lot more things, and if you add pockets or ID holders to any of this, you can carry a lot of cards and a lot of cash. So that's what we're going to be working on in this tutorial. So let's head down to the workstation and get started on working on the super magic wallet. Here we go. Alright, so before we get started here, if you haven't made a magic wallet yet, if you have no idea how to make it, check out this video up here, because it's the first video I filmed on how to make a magic wallet. Step-by-step detailed instructions on how to do it, because I'm going to be pretty much doing it for this video, but it's going to be a lot faster, and I'm going to kind of assume that you already know how to do it. So this video will definitely help you out if you don't know how to make one before watching this video. So let's talk about the measurements first. If you're making the simple magic wallet with just the two sides, you're going to need just 2 pieces. If you want to go for the double, which I would suggest you do just for the fun of it, the double magic wallet, which you're going to need 3, so you're going to need this piece here. Let's talk about the measurements. You're going to need 4 strips of tape for each of these pieces here, and each strip is 4 inches long, so you're going to cut out 4 strips of tape that are 4 inches long. Stick your first 2 together right up here, and then you're going to take your third strip and apply so that the total height here is 3 inches long. You're going to flip the whole thing over, take your 4th strip and cover up the rest of the sticky side over here. Then you'll have your first piece, and you're going to duplicate that 2 more times to make these 3 pieces here. Once again, 4 inches long, 3 inches high. So now let's start working on the pockets for the super magic wallet. Alright, so to make our first pocket on one of the pieces, real simple, you're going to take 2 strips of tape that are 3 inches long, stick them together, no sticky side showing, just like that. You're going to take your third strip, which is 3 inches long, put about half of it on this strip, half of it on the surface you're working on, and you're going to line up with the bottom of this piece here. And I'm going to flip it over to make it a little bit easier on myself. Fold it back around the back. Cut out 2 pieces of tape that are just really tiny, doesn't matter because it's the height of the tape already. And then just going to attach one piece to the side like that, and then another piece over here. And pay attention to these instructions, because you're going to be doing the exact same thing again. So once you have that first pocket right there, you're going to take another one of your pieces and you're going to do the exact same thing on this over here. So cut out a few more strips and make a pocket on this one as well. Now we have pockets in both of these, so those will fit credit card holders nice and easily like that. So we can put those aside for now. Then you're going to cut out a strip of tape that's 12 inches long, and 12 inches is a little bit of an overkill, but we can always trim a little bit off. You're going to split it in half, right down the middle, and then you're very carefully going to fold the entire thing in half, and these are going to be the straps for the magic wallet. So you want to do these with both pieces. Make sure you try not to get a lot of the sticky side showing. It'll be a little difficult, but just do it nice and slowly. You shouldn't have too much trouble. And do the same thing for this one, and then we'll have the straps for our magic wallet. And then what we're going to do is, once we make both of them just like this, we're going to cut them right in half in the center so that we have 4 of them total. So do that step right now. Now here comes the fun part, which is actually making the magic wallet. This is where a lot of people seem to mess up, especially with my other video on how to make the magic wallet, but if you follow the instructions to a T, they're not going to be that hard. So you're going to take your 2 pieces here, both with the credit card holders facing up. You're going to turn the second one over like that. And what you're going to do is take 2 of your strips. Like I said, I cut the giant one in half, so now I have 2 6-inch strips. And what we're going to do is take our first one here, and we're going to cross it right in front of the credit card holder over here. And you want the cross to be directly in the center here. Fold these 2 tips back and around, and then what you want to do is very carefully connect these 2 strips to the back of this piece here. So take a small strip of tape like this down here and attach them to the back here, making sure not to overlap on this side. So you want to come right to the edge there and connect them to the back. So now we have these 2 strips connected on the back here, sealed in over there, and this we have the credit card holder on the other side over here. We're going to flip the entire thing over like this, and you want to make sure that you can see these 2. Now the credit card holder is right here for this one. Now what we want to do is going to be a little bit tricky, but we want to seal up these 2 on here. And I know that I'm sealing up the credit card holder, but what I'm going to do is very easily just take my X-Acto knife and trim exactly where that credit card holder is. So you want to do it just like that. And you want to make sure they're lined up evenly on the top and bottom. So now I can very easily open that credit card holder, and you can always seal up a little bit if you see a little bit of the strip showing. So now we have that part of the magic wallet completed. Now we have to work on the parallel straps. So now we're back to where we started from on this piece. Now what we're going to do is take our other two 6-inch strips here. We're going to line them up so that we want them to be clear of that fold in the center, that crisscross pattern. So and we want a little bit on the end here, because what we're going to do is flip the whole thing over like this. And we'll make sure it's still lined up. And we're going to fold these pieces over just like this, and then seal them down up to the rim over here. So you want to make sure those are nice and clear. Make sure they're clear of the X, and you can kind of tell that they are if they go straight. So fold these back over, take two individual pieces like these here, and seal those two tips to this piece here. So at this phase, we already have both of these strips covered on the back. They're stuck to the back of this here. And I should give you a little bit of a warning at this point. Make sure that you aren't sealing your credit card holders in with the tapes which you're wrapping around. It can be a little easy to do that because you're not really sure where they are, and if they blend in like on a pattern like this, you don't want to, you know, seal them up, because then you'll have to cut them out. And then it won't be too difficult, but you just want to make sure you aren't doing that. So now what we're going to do is tuck these in between like this. So what you're going to have is the cross over here, and then the two bars like this. And you want these to be pretty much straight. Then we're going to flip the whole thing over, and you should see those two strips there. They don't need to be that long, because all we're going to do is attach them to the back here. So I'm going to trim a little bit of that off. And then we're just going to simply attach these to the back here. And like I said before, do not totally overlap this cross in between, because that has to flex, and it has to flex really well on a magic wallet. So don't, you know, go crazy and cover up that gap in between. So just come right before it. Alright, so now we have the actual magic wallet. You shouldn't see any actual, you know, orange on this side. It'll all be on this side here. And this is pretty much how the magic wallet works. So that's our super magic wallet. Now I'm going to add a few more things to it, and it'll be pretty much complete. Alright, so I did talk about the ID holder. So once you have your magic wallet totally complete, you can flip it over, and you won't have anything on the back here except for this one credit card holder over here. So you want to take this empty spot over here and put an ID slot in there with some clear plastic. And you want to make sure that you don't overlap on the sides when you do make it over here. So don't, you know, fold over the sides or on the top or bottom, because you will affect with the straps that are in the center there. So only go to the edges, and you have the ID slot there. Let's throw a few credit card holder or credit cards into this piece over here on the back. Flip the whole thing over, and I would pretty much only recommend putting cash under the bands, because the cash will poof up a little bit, and it'll just limit the chance of it, you know, falling out or anything. The cards tend to slip around a lot under the bands. So we got that one under there. Let's flip this over here like that, and then we can flip the cards under here. So that's a pretty nifty magic wallet. It's a super magic wallet because it's got a whole bunch of pockets and other things in it as well. And now let's talk about adding a second one into your wallet if you want to add a third piece. So let's talk about that next. Let's say now you want to go crazy and you want to go with a double magic wallet. It's basically just two magic wallets attached to each other. So this is the one part here, what we have down here for the regular magic wallet. And we have this piece which we didn't use for the tutorial. This is the second magic wallet attached here with just that simple piece. So you're going to take these two straps here, and you want to do the exact same thing over here. So you want to curl these on the back of this one and attach them underneath to the back here. And then the straps are actually fairly simple. You just want to come to the bottom and do the exact same thing which you did over here, except on this piece here. And it's a little tricky to figure out, but once you look at this piece, you just have to transfer this whole thing over here to one, and then you can do the exact same thing. It does allow you to put a lot more card holders into it. You do have to worry about like overlapping a lot more with your card holders, but it is actually how the Jacob's Ladder toy works, by the way, by flipping back and forth. It's the exact same principle as you can see here. So it's a pretty interesting concept. Definitely go crazy with it. Try to come up with as many pockets as you can. You can even go with a giant magic wallet with a whole bunch of them, but you have to come up with a lot of different straps and make sure you don't overlap. But it's a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys enjoyed making these super magic wallets. So take care. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Catch you guys next time on the channel.